control station for today, W4MEC. Old Friends Net meets 3 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m., Sundays at 4 p.m. We're sticking with that time to see what happens here. It's always the same frequency, 3715 plus or minus vintage gear. And this net is primarily focused on the restoration and operation of vintage AM gear. But anybody's welcome to join as long as they can generate an AM signal. Also carried out in roundtable format. I'll check in with a couple things here in the net to get everybody a chance to transmit. Great place to sell something or look for something or get some information about something you might be working on. So, for those who would like to participate, please give W4MEC a call. Come now.
Afternoon, Charlie. WA4LLR.
4LQ.
WB4ARK.
WF2U.
WB4NKL.
K1GVC.
WA4EVK.
K4JAL.
WB4NKM.
Okay, I had a double with John. I'll sort that out in a second. So far, I got Dave, WA4LLR, Steve, N4LQ, Buddy, WB4ARK, Mir, WF2U, Cliff, WB4NKL, John, K1BVC, a doubling station I did not copy. For the doubler, I got Boone, WA4EVK, Glenn, N4AK, K4JAL, and WB4NKM. Been here a while, so who did I miss and who else is in once in?
KZ4 Bravo. WB4KR was the thing with John. KZ4 Bravo.
First we got W4KR all the way after John, and then KZ4B. Tail end charge today. Who else? Okay, I got a wavering QRM on QTH here. And hope everybody's copying okay. So here's the lineup. LLR, LQ, ARK, 2U, NKL, BBC, KR, EVK, AK, JAF, NKN, and 4 Bravo. One less time. Any other check-ins? Okay, good afternoon, fellas. W4MEC here, Charlie. Running the DX100 I'm running a TX1 and the Mohawk receiver, the Heathkit Tribe sewer to a in-fed half wave. We got overcast 60 degrees and it was spitting rain out there a little bit ago. But it slacked off. We're supposed to get some rain and some high winds. I'm not looking forward to that. So let's hope they're wrong. That's all that best I can hope for is the weatherman is wrong. So let's get started with Dave, WA4LLR, and the group, W4MEC.
Okay, fine business, Charlie, W4MEC, and the old friends, WA4LLR. Good afternoon to everybody. Good signals so far. A little QSB, but nothing to speak of. We've got 60 degrees here, overcast, and pretty much the same forecast as you're talking about, Charlie. My daughter is flying back up from Fort Lauderdale tomorrow, and I'm praying this system gets through here before their flight, which is, I don't know, sometime around 5 or 6 o'clock. But I think there's supposed to be a little mix of everything tomorrow: rain, snow, snow showers, wind, and I think tomorrow night it's supposed to get down to about 17 here. So I guess winter's coming back with a vengeance, or at least for a day or two. Anyway, running the BC610C and receiving down the HQ110A. So, Steve, here it comes, N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ. Okay, I could have sworn I heard Tom try to check in there, doubling with somebody. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably my imagination. Anyway, a little rough there for a while. I didn't quite get the list straight, so it came by kind of fast. Well, let's see. I got my second issue of Electric Radio magazine. The first time I've ever subscribed to it. I got a bunch of them just from people getting rid of the things, but now I'm getting them, and it was cool to see some articles from local guys in there, the Charlie pictures, and even saw myself in one picture. And the article about that transmitter of Richard's was sort of interesting, and I got carried away with that one and started researching, trying to find the call sign for the original guy that built the thing, and it took about an hour, but I found his entire name and the site where I could look up call signs or not call signs, but names in the call book. There's a searchable call book out there for all the way back to the first call book ever printed, which is really cool. If you just know the name or the address or whatever, you can find people. So I found the guy, and I thought it was kind of interesting. He wasn't a ham for only about 4 or 5 years, 4 years, and then he just sort of dropped out. Ended up in Spartanburg. Anyway, it's 69 degrees here. It's pretty nice, real dark and dreary and kind of cloudy. I think it would like to rain. So tomorrow they're talking about a major weather event for all the way down in Georgia, all the way up to up into Virginia and north. So it's coming through, and it's going to be a good chance of tornadoes and stuff like that. So I'm on the AF68 here right now. WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4ARK. Okay, Steve, very good copy on everybody today. Fan conditions are not too bad. Got a little bit of woof, 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 woof going on, but it's not too bad. It's everybody's able to overcome that noise. I'm not sure what that is, but it does persist sometimes. So the weather here is overcast, of course, and it's I guess it got overcast about maybe 2 o'clock, something like that. And we're expecting some precipitation sometime this afternoon or tonight, and possibly tomorrow. So we not looking for any severe storms, but it may happen. Good to hear John back on KZ4B. Hadn't heard him on for a while. So with that, I'm not sure what the temperature is. It's in the mid-60s somewhere, about like Steve's temperature. But it's been up to 70 today, so it's dropping back now. So with that, we'll send it to, again, Mir, WF2U, WB4ARK.
Roger, WB4ARK, and .net. This is WFTU. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Conditions are strange. Everybody's peaking up. Almost everybody. GPS meter. But there is a deep QSB going up and down. And some signals get just a little bit above the noise level, which is between S4 and 5 on the S meter. The temperature is 66 degrees right now here, and started to drizzle just when I finished the antenna work about, about 45 minutes ago. And now it's just raining lightly when I get to the shack. And that's right on schedule according to the weather forecast. It said it's supposed to start raining at 4 o'clock for a couple of hours. But there are no thunderstorms or anything. I don't get static of any kind. The antenna work was by 80 meter end fed. The opposite end from where the transformer is was on a tree, but not on top of the tree. When I put it up last year, I was rushing and had to go somewhere and do things, and I needed the antenna up. And I shut the line up there, but it only went halfway on the tree. So it was that way until today, and while it was nice and sunny before the rain came, I shot a line to another tree which is even taller. I managed to get it up to the top, which is probably about 40 feet, at least 40 feet. So I just pulled it up there, and judging by the signal, it didn't make any difference. Of course, it's the conditions too. So, with that, it goes to, let's see, to Cliff, WB4NKL. This is WFTU.
WF2U, it's WB4NKL. Okay, Merrick, good copy on everybody so far. Got 71 degrees here and been windy all day, and I think this is the last warm day for a while. Steve, I checked out the electric radio this time. It seemed like me and you were walking there carrying a bunch of equipment, and we had Chuck with us with a HC10 VFO head. Enjoyed seeing us. Thanks, Charlie, for getting us in there. Getting ready for the Sevierville Ham Fest coming up this next Saturday, and right now, looking at the weather, it looks excellent. For next Saturday at Sevierville, starting out like 50 degrees and going up into the 70s, so no rain, so hopefully that forecast will hold out and we'll have a good one down there. I know some of you will be over there at Sevierville, and looking forward to seeing everybody that can make it. We went up to, hello to Larry. Good to hear you, Larry. Good signal. And we went up to Wise, Virginia, me and Larry's brother, Tommy, and last Sunday. Got his antenna back up in the air and had a nice visit, and went out to eat for lunch, and a good time. So glad to hear the antenna's still hanging up there. Go ahead, John. Are you going to make it to Sevierville K1VVC? It's WB4NKL.
Yeah, very good, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group, K1VVC. No, I'm not going to make it. Actually, the past several weeks haven't been able to do any traveling. My wife had some surgery, and as a matter of fact, just came home on Friday. She's doing very well, but I'm not going to be able to leave her alone for a little bit. She had some heart surgery and has quite a long recovery period, so can't fess her out for a little while, unfortunately, but I'm happy to stay home and take care of running the Johnson Viking 500 today and receiving on the ITT Mackie 3010C. So that's the current situation here. And who knows what the weather will be. You read one weather forecast and it's completely different from the other, except I guess it will get cold. Stan, over to you, W4KR, K1VVC.
Okay, thank you, John. K1VVC, W4KR. First of all, good afternoon, everybody. Temperature here right now is 65. It's overcast. It's dry out. Nothing coming down yet. So we shall see when it comes. John, glad to hear that your wife is home, and wonder which hospital she was in. But glad to hear she's coming along, and you're an outstanding caregiver, I'm sure, John. With that, Boone, here it comes. WA4, let's see, do I turn it to Boone? Yeah, I turn it to Boone. Back to Pickens. WA4EVK, W4KR.
W4KR in the group. WA4EVK. Having some receiver problems here this evening, but think we'll make it. Running the AF68, actually one of Steve's, into a Swan Mark 1, receiving on the SDR antenna. Got a high static noise level here for some reason I'm finding. And with that, I'm going to send it on over to my neighbor Glenn, N4AK, WA4EVK.
Okay. Looking at the weather report, we're supposed to have pretty good wind tomorrow morning. They may be more severe around Charlotte area. Anyway, running my TS2000 5 watts, 100 watts. N4AK, K4JAL. Well, sounds like everybody's giving out good signal reports. It's lousy around my shack on QRM. So I'm on the ART-13 and listening on the Drake. I hope everybody can hear me, but I'm tired of trying to pick people out, so I'm going to stay 7-3 and kick it in with Larry. Larry, though, it's good to hear you, buddy, and I hope you're feeling good. You've got a good signal. You're one of the few good signals. WD4 NKM. Choke that one out. K4JAL. 7-3, guys.
K4JAL from WB4NKM. Okay, well, good afternoon to you, Jimmy. 73s, if you're going out, you're sounding good up here. Big, strong signal, and maybe we'll get her straightened out down there. Good afternoon to everyone. All good signals coming in to Virginia today. This is Larry, and I'm located in Virginia. I'm running Johnson Ranger, driving a 572B Ameritron, putting about 125 watts out into in-fed half wave, and I'm receiving on a Drake 2B receiver. All signals are good. We've got 65 degrees here, and it's very windy. So that's about it. I'll turn it down to John.
KZ4B from WB4NKM.
Okay, WB4NKN and the group KZ4 Bravo. There's heavy QS Baker here. Even the strongest signals are up and down. It's just that if you're strong, it doesn't die. But there's also an S6 to S7 line noise, which normally is irrelevant when signals are all up. But today, on the dips, it can cause trouble. So propagation is not perfect here. And the band seems to be a little bit low. What's happening on this neighborhood, my iPhone 7 died on me. It refused to charge. So my wife, who was going to upgrade anyway from an iPhone 12 to a 17, got her new phone, and I took over her 12, which worked fine for a couple of days, and then it messed up. So I'm going to Geek Squad at about 6:20 tonight and see if I can get it straightened out, and if not, I'm going to follow in her footsteps and buy a new phone. But hopefully that's not necessary, because the smartphones make me look like an idiot, so I don't need anything fancy, and it'd just be a waste. But if I gotta buy a new phone, I'm gonna go for broke. So that's the news from Lake Bewogon, and hopefully the weather will be good to us, and it sounds like some nasty stuff is coming. So I hope everybody is safe. And John, glad to hear your wife is back home and recovering. So back to you, Charlie, W4MEC and the group KZ4B, over.
Okay, John, very good, KZ4B and the old friends, W4MC. Good ground, good ground. Do we have any further chickens that would like to join us? Come now. Nothing heard, and Steve, when Tom checks in, he usually blows the doors off over here, so I didn't hear anything from him. So, just thought you heard him there. So anyway, real good round, fellas, good signals. QRN seems to be settling a little bit on my end here. Almost acting like I was getting an intermittent. I wonder if anybody noticed my transmit carrier going up and down, but I think it might have been my headphones here. I do have a kind of some electrical tape on the 1/4-inch phone plug, so maybe that's got starting to act up. Let's see, any notes I took. Glad that Larry got his antenna back up with the help of Cliff, and he's sounding good here, like normal. I was as I've been driving about 45 minutes each way to go work on this house project, I was getting my HF rig in the truck again. I got a little Linko DX70, and found out my feed line at the coax connector at the rig was a broken center conductor. I could push on it and I could hear stuff, and if I didn't push on it, I didn't hear anything. Well, apparently the center conductor broke right there at the PL259, and it is a rigid solid copper center conductor, RG58, so I guess it finally vibrated or got pulled or something there and broke it right where it went into the center pin there. So solved that problem, and I was doing a little SWR checking there, and it started to spit in the rain there. I said, well, I'm not going to do this in the rain, but I think we're doing okay. I use ham stick antennas, and seeing as how pretty much not going to be like it used to be early morning and then late afternoon. I don't have to change bands, so I'll probably stick a 40 or a 20 on there on the truck and just use that. My son was telling me about something. I wonder if you fellas out driving around have seen these black poles. There's a solar cell, a solar panel, a small one on the top, looks like it's about a foot square, and there's this oblong thing on the side. There might be one or there might be two, and they're all cameras, and they're putting them everywhere. And I noticed one. Now this is on Silver Creek Road here in Polk County, which is really in the middle of nowhere. There was one sitting there looking down Silver Creek, and I noticed another one here in town at an intersection looking down Canoe Road, and I did a little looking, researching, and my son knew all about it. And all traffic cameras everywhere in the country are, all the data is compiled and kept, and they look at the front of the car and the back of the car, and they record it. And so they're filling in the gaps with these little cameras everywhere else. And one of the excuses was it has to do with tracking illegal immigrants, I guess, or immigration. But they're starting to pop up. So when you're driving around, see if you notice those things sticking up in places where you never noticed them before, and see if there's one or two cameras on them. This one here on Silver Creek is only looking at an intersection, but it's not looking in both directions. Just but it's like I say, it's a very rural location, and no reason to really know what's going on in the middle of nowhere, but apparently they have a reason now. So let's get started again with Dave, WA4LLR, and the group W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie, fine business. W4MEC, WA4LR. It's a system called Flock, F-L-O-C-K, like a flock of birds. And it's designed to make pictures of the license plates and the car, bumper stickers, identifying marks, and it goes to a central processing where they build a profile. Theoretically, they're not supposed to keep the data longer than 10 to 14 days, but that's not the case from research. So it all goes into that data bank, and you can request information, and they can build you a profile of a certain vehicle. You know, where they are at certain times, patterns, and on and on and on. There's been a lot of uproar and hoopla over it. Several rights groups complaining. The thing that bugs me is it's a private company, Flock is, and from everything that I've heard, anybody that wants to pay the money can get a profile built of a certain vehicle. So, that's kind of an invasion of privacy. Yeah, I remember when the first one showed up around here, I noticed the thing immediately because I hadn't seen a system like that. Black pole, solar panel, black camera. And they've got them at the entrance to the west entrance to Yancey County. They've got them to the entrance to Mitchell County. There's several showing up, and there's more showing up all the time. So bottom line is there is no such thing as privacy anymore. Of course, we lost that when we got cell phones. Anyway, enough rambling out of me. John, sorry you're having cell phone issues. Hope you get that straightened out without having to purchase a new one. Well, the Ranger sounds great. 7-3 to you, Jimmy. Sorry you're having trouble copying. Good afternoon, Glenn. The TS2000 is doing its thing. Boone, the AF68 is really loud up here. Man, you have got some booming audio. I love it. Good afternoon, Stan. 65 down there. Everybody's in the 60s, looks like. And John, glad to hear your wife's home, and a good deal on being the caregiver. And we'll look forward to when you can get back out on the Hamfest circuit again, and she's back to full speed. Cliff, hope we can get a good group together down at Sevierville. Mary, you're strong today, booming in up here. And Buddy sounded good as well. Let's see, Steve, good deal on getting your ER subscription going. and a neat little magazine. I've always enjoyed it. Let's see, space weather still getting a little solar wind activity, but it's calming down. Sunspot's 85, solar flux is 112, and the K is 2.67. Not a whole lot of earth-shaking things today in history. Let's see, one kind of interesting thing is on this day in 1940, Hitler ordered church bells to be taken down and reclaimed for war effort, melted down and used for armament. Let's see here. On this day in 1990, Mikhail Gorbachev was elected president of the Soviet Union. On this day in 1964, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton were married after a highly publicized affair. They divorced in 74, remarried again in 75, and that only lasted about a year. So there's the gossip for the day. 1917 on this day, the Tsar Nicholas II was forced to abdicate, ending the Romanov dynasty. So that's one other thing. 1614, Franciscus Sylvius was born in Germany, and his studies helped shift the emphasis in medicine from mystical speculation to applying the laws of physics. So there you go. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ. Okay, well, that's interesting stuff about that flock. I'm going to look that up later. And because I saw a camera just the other day out here in the middle of nowhere on a back road. It was about 300-500 feet before the intersection. There was a traffic light at the intersection, but it was way down the road, and it was looking down the road, and there was nothing around that, like a landmark or anything. It's just there. It was actually a full-blown wood pole with a little solar panel on top, just like Charlie described, and like a camera. I'm not sure what else it would be, and I did not see any wires coming down, so it's totally maintenance free, I suppose. Yeah, it's kind of scary. These doorbell cameras, even if you don't pay for the subscription service, if you just use it for your own use, and you only get to record however much data it can hold, but it's online with the company that you bought it from. A lot of them are from Ring, and they're online full time, and the police are able to get data off those cameras from the manufacturer. Interesting about the Sevierville Hamfest. I'd like to go. Trying to encourage myself to, and I got to looking here at the 1931 ARRL Radio Amateurs Handbook, 1931, and in the back in the appendix there's a list of the chart for the code, and they call it the Continental Code, and this is the first time I've ever seen this, but they don't use dits and das, they use dits and dars, and every one of these letters, for example, a Q is dar, dar, da, dar, and I spell dar, D-A-R-R, and so, anyway, yeah, so what, I had no modulation. Okay, I could see that. I didn't have any modulation. I was talking about the Morse code in 1931 ARRL handbook, and it uses, instead of dits and das, it uses dits and dars. So I guess there I was talking away. It's the microphone connector in the switch. I didn't have it squeezed far enough. If I back off just a little, but apparently the microphone itself is switched off. I wish it wouldn't do that. I know other guys have had that trouble too. So, gosh, what a waste of time I just did. So, DARR instead of DAH in Morse code in 1931. Sorry about the audio. Over to, let's see, where are we going here? WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, sounds like it got discombobulated there, Steve. And we lost about 95% of your audio. And sorry about that. But yeah, it can happen. I wonder what kind of mic you're using. You using a D104? Question mark. Well, John, I hope your wife continues on her improvement, and hope you'll be back on the circuit again soon. And Jimmy, your ART-13 sounds pretty good. Your signal was rather low here in Lake Wiley, but yeah, your audio sounded fine. And let's see what else we got. The weather, they have been talking about this all day long, about how bad it might get, putting us up into the 4 category with a top of 5, and it's toward the severe point in the weather forecast. And I wonder if that is true, because they were talking about it was supposed to be here by now, and it's not. And so I don't know, but we'll see. So I'm going to say 73 at this point. And thanks, Charlie, for calling the net. I really appreciate your sending that information in to Electric Radio. Sorry they didn't. I guess they lost the roster part of it. Must have misplaced that too. In addition to misplacing the write-up, but you did a great job. So with that, we'll say 73 at this point. I'll go and watch the race at Phoenix, and so we'll be pulling for Kyle Larson. Anybody that drives a Chevrolet will pull for them, but we hope Kyle Larson wins. Anyhow, over to Mir, WF2U, WB4ARK.
Yeah, Roger, very good, buddy. WB4ARK, and the net. This is WF2U. Well, everybody's signal went up on the average about 5 dB or so, according to the S meter, or everybody over S9, and looks like the conditions are getting a little bit better as we're getting into the late afternoon, and the QSB improved. It's not a deep QSB anymore like before, just a little bit here and there. So all in all, everybody sounds really good. And the rig I'm using is the Yaesu setup. The Yaesu separate driving the FL2100B linear to about 320 watts output. The antenna is the same end-fed half wave that I had before, except I just moved, as I said, the far end. Probably it went up about 15 feet higher than it was before, and the direction it changed maybe by 10-15 degrees, because I picked another tree, and I wanted to hurry up and do it before the trees are in full bloom, and then it's hard to find the rope and a little lead ball that is attached to the line that I shoot up, and it's much nicer to do it when the branches are clear of foliage. So everything started to bloom, and a lot of trees are having leaves now because the weather is turning sort of spring-like, although we're expecting, as everybody knows, a little bit of a cold wave. So, oh yeah, John, I knew about the surgery from Nancy and sent her my my best wishes for quick recovery through Nancy, and was expecting to, of course, you to mention it. So the same here. Again, just please convey my wishes for quick recovery again, and the rehab and everything. That you'll have an easy time with it. So with that, it goes to Cliff. WB4NKL. This is WF2U.
WF2U, it's WB4NKL. Good copy all the way around, except for Steve. I could still hear a little bit of audio way down, Steve, but it was it wasn't enough to copy. But I sent you a message there trying to head you off, but I don't know if that did any good or not. We need to come up with a no audio alarm. It shouldn't be too bad to come up with a little circuit to detect that. But happens when you start to make a old buzzard transmission. Seemed like. Let's see. That's pretty interesting on the DAR dash. I never had seen that before. It's kind of different. And let's see, John. I hope your wife has a quick recovery and you can get back on the Hamfest circuit. We sure missing you at those. I know you didn't make. Hadn't made a couple of them. I didn't make Charlotte, but plan to be at Sevierville next week, and we got the one coming up in Greenville in April. Probably my next one. But good Hamfest season. Are starting out pretty good anyway. Go ahead, John. K1VVC WB4NKL.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks everybody for your good wishes to my wife. And Stan, you would ask what hospital she had her heart surgery at St. Francis Bon Secours in Greenville, where she had wonderful care. And before she went into the surgery, instead of coming home afterwards, we made arrangements where she would spend 10 days at a rehabilitation hospital. And all I can say about that place was it was like a 5-star resort. I think you would have to seen it to believe it. And she had the most wonderful care there. And anybody that's going through any major surgery, I would definitely recommend spending a few extra days and doing the the rehab at another facility, and makes it a lot easier when they get home. So while she was, while you were talking, Cliff, she sent me a text from downstairs, and I'm going to run down, and when I finish signing off, I'll be back. But she wants me to grab something. By the way, now that she came home Friday, my daughter flew in from Germany and spending a week to help out, which is really good. With that, it goes over to Stan, W4KR, K1VVC.
Okay, John, K1VVC, W4KR. Thanks for sharing that, John. Thank you very much. I appreciated that. And I'm sure it's good to have your daughter there. Good, the girls can have some girl time together too. Wonderful. John, the other John, GZ4B John. It seems, John, like you perpetually have receiver noise problems. You guys might think about moving. Because it seems to be perpetual. And Mir, I don't share your enthusiasm about Chevrolets. The last one I had was a 2002 SUV. By the time it had about 26,000 miles, it had left me on the road 3 times. The last time being at the intersection of I-95 and the spaghetti intersection of I-95 and 161 in North Miami Beach. It decided to dump all of its engine oil out on I-75, 95. Was not a happy experience. I owned that car about 2 weeks after that, and it went away, never to be replaced by a GM product. Subsequently, I've driven 5 different Hondas. We've put about 850,000 miles on them collectively, and never had one stop. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say 7-3s. Good day, guys. Have a good day, and look forward to catching everybody come Tuesday morning. WB4EVK, WA4EVK. I'm sorry, Boone. W4KR. Good afternoon, guys.
W4KR in the group. WA4EVK. Well, I'm not going to touch that one, Stan, even though I might agree to a certain extent. John, that was good news hearing about your wife and the care she's receiving. Sounds like a very good way to do it. Man, I had a storm cell or a rain cell pass overhead a while ago, and weird, it really killed the received signal. I've had it happen like that before, but man, that one was intense. Not in lightning or anything, just in loss of signal, received signal. And thank you, Dave, for the comments on the audio. That's Mr. Steve sitting patiently helping me get the audio correct and finding out the problems and things I've had in the past. And Charlie, thanks for calling the net. And I'm going to say 73s. This will be my final, and turn it over to my good neighbor over there, Glenn. N4AK to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone. WA4EVK. Pickens, South Carolina, N4AK. In Sunset, but the post office closed. So now QRZ says I'm at Pickens. It's okay. Anyway, John, please relay to Debbie my condolences on her heart problem, but I'm sure she's recovering well and sounds fine. And I would just be reminded that what a nice bash you guys used to put on July the 4th, and what a great hostess she was. So my prayers for a quick recovery for Debbie there. And Dave, there's a documentary on one of the TV channels about the revolution, October Revolution in Russia, and about the Tsar. Very good. So let's see. I don't know if anybody hangs in here that has a guess, but the Hamfest pictures are very good from Charlotte. Some of them I can read the pricing, which is always fun to do, but I couldn't see the price on NC-183. I'm just curious what that was. Anyway, Charlie, thanks very much for calling the net. I'll hang in here to the bitter end. And I believe Jimmy signed out last go around. So Larry in Wise, Virginia, WB4NKM, N4AK.
N4AK from WB4NKM. Thank you, Glenn. Glenn, you've got a real strong signal coming into my QTH up here today. That Kenwood 2000 sounds good. You got her cooking down there. Everyone's doing good with QSB is the only problem. And Charlie, Virginia up here has those cameras, but they're on a white pole, and they've got a system, it's called 511. You can go on the internet and look and bring them all up and look at road conditions. It comes in really handy if you're going to do any traveling or want to see what the road conditions are when a big snow comes. I use it quite often. There's several around on 23 that comes up by here. Big line of them. But I enjoy looking at the traffic cameras when weather's bad. Enjoyed being in here this afternoon. Cliff and Tommy done me a real job on putting my antenna up. It seems to be working a whole lot better than it did. And they put it up higher, so it made a big difference. We'll say 73s to everybody. Hope everybody stays safe and stays warm during this weather we're having to come in tomorrow, I guess. We're going to get ready for that. If we don't have to get out, we'll be okay. So down to you, John. Good signal here, but the QSB it is a problem. Hope we get that phone worked out. KZ4B, this is WB4NKM.
Okay, WB4NKN in the group KZ4B, fine business. Your signal's holding up. When you're up, you're really up. Good, strong signal, and like everybody else, when you're down, you're down. The QS Baker is quite exceptional today. It's usually not nearly this bad. And normally here, even though I've got noise from time to time, signals are usually strong enough that they don't bother at all. Once I got my next door neighbor's solar system straightened out, everything has been pretty much on the up and up. Stan, I can't afford to leave this neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood, perhaps with the exception of myself, and there's no HOA. And usually the price you pay for living in a nice neighborhood is just like living in California. You know, there are a bunch of commies trying to run your life. and we don't have that problem here, so I cannot afford to leave. They may run me out someday, but I can't leave voluntarily. I tell people I just want to be buried in the yard or my ashes thrown in the lake. So there. And thanks for calling the net, Charlie. It was a good net today. We will not be making it to Sevierville. These trips are getting to be, long ones are getting to be harder and harder to make. We do plan on going to Raleigh and Xenia, but there may be a couple of small ones in between, like Salisbury. But anyway, that's the situation, and hope everybody has a great week coming up and survives the nasty weather, such as it might turn out to be. So back to you, Charlie, W4MEC, and the group KZ4. Be clear by listening.
Okay, John KZ4B and the old friends, W4MEC. All right, well, most of the folks have checked out. I think I've got Dave and Steve and Mir and Cliff and John and Glenn left in there, and maybe John with the H for Bravo. So we can do a quick 73 round here, and we'll shut her all down for this Sunday's edition. WA4LLR, the group W4MEC.
All right, Charlie, fine business. W4MEC, WA4LLR. Well, good deal. Good copy on everybody. Yep, some QSB, but no problems. And yeah, Steve, I'm sure you did quite a dissertation on the flock camera system, but we didn't get any of it. Anyway, those things happen. John, glad to hear your daughter's in from Germany. I'm sure that's great, and good help and a good time to spend with her and her mom. And let's see, John, I don't blame you. If you've got a nice development with no HOA, that's one of the that's a miracle like parting the Red Sea. I think you'd do good to hang in there, brother. Anyway, not much more from here. Everybody stay safe. Pray this weather is much more mild than what they've been yelling about. 7-3, God bless. Charlie, thanks for calling. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Okay. The N4LQ, I have got about 5 different things here to watch to show whether I'm modulating or not. I've got a 27-inch screen with the SDR on it and the spectrum going up and down as I talk. I've got a digital station monitor showing the percentage of modulation and the waveform. I have got an AF68 with a meter swinging back and forth, and the AL82 amplifier with its meter swinging back and forth. And I just, I was looking at something else and talking about it, and I was distracted. I was a distracted driver. So that's all it takes. And yeah, it's a D104, and you gotta squeeze that, choke that chicken, as they say. All right, 73s. Everybody be safe tomorrow. Watch out for the weather, and we'll see you later. WF2U N4LQ.
Good signals. Conditions are improving still. Well, the 4 o'clock is not ideal yet for 40 meters, but everybody was coming in very nicely, and right now there is barely any QSB. So, yeah, 73, everybody enjoyed it, and we'll see if there is any difference. I'll watch your video and watch the S-meter on my signal and see if there is any any difference, although of course every time it's different conditions, but I see the average as I check it every time after the Sunday net, and just watch my signal on your video, Steve. So 73, everybody. Keep dry tomorrow, and don't walk under fallen trees. So, and don't park under trees. So 73, all have a good evening and a good week. So, I guess Cliff is still here. So WB4NKL, this is WFTU 73 all, and I'll be listening to the end of the net.
And WF2U, it's WB4NKL, 73's to everybody. I guess about that time to get in and see what Russell left there for the evening meal. Enjoyed it. Thanks for calling it, Charlie. And we'll look for everybody there Tuesday, I guess. And Steve, I'll try. We've been sort of tied up here the last 2 or 3 days. Hadn't been able to make the 160 net, but try to make it back. So go ahead, John. K1VVC WB4NKL. I guess he stepped out. So Glenn, you still with us?
Yeah, and thanks for doing the net. Signals are very good. I've copied everybody today. It was nice to have Larry with us up in Wise, Virginia. His signals are very good. So congratulations to the fellas who went up and put up his antenna. 73. Back to you, Charlie. W4NC and 4AK.
Very good, Glenn. KZ4B, you got any final comment?
Negative. I had signed out, but everybody have a good one. And back to Charlie.
Okay, fellas, real good, and thanks for everybody that checked in. Steve, you had all those gadgets monitoring your signal, but you forgot to do the one thing, and that was to activate your 5-minute K1VVC timer. So, anyway, we'll see you fellas on Tuesday morning, and hopefully this, if we do get any wind, maybe my 160-meter feed line will finally blow out of the tree and I can retrieve it, get back on the band. We'll see y'all later. Thanks again. 7-3. W4MEC, shut down the old Friends Net. Bye-bye.